That's, golden break to
Oh,
start.
what a start this would be. Oh.
Well, the cue ball just narrowly hanging, and a jump shot at the 9 possible, and a very difficult rollout situation. So that aggression that we with the jump cue versus a regular, straight in, is it's easy to overcut because the 3 might get in the air a little bit as well. Just like that. Carl Boy's in the booth with us.
Yeah.
Extension called.
A hard title to win. Albin Ocean won it in 2021 under its Championship League format and turned out to be the best player of that year. So he was regarded as the best in the world when he arrived back in Milton Keynes to defend it in its Premier League form, his current undisputed status as the best on the planet. And that
in a variety of things for FSR this week. Showed up coming off a final in Vegas, right? A little under the weather, fatigued with the jet lag.
At the best of his form, but he's played his way into it and he's leading in the final.
Yeah, there's the break shot. Oh, and he's had a golden. Wow.
Sánchez Ruíz.
So nearly happened for Shaw in the first rack. Has happened for FSR in the second, going into that side pocket. And in no time at all, Shaw's task has just got even harder.
Yeah, he's very consistent at getting. Now he needs the 6 ball to stop, and it's going to. So there you go. Here's a good chance now.
Yeah, it's been a negative stuff or stuff that frustration. It wasn't too bad, but it did make him play pretty aggressive at times, which is a pleasure for all of us to watch.
He'd been whitewashed once in this whole tournament, and that was earlier today when he was beaten 5-0 by Francisco Sánchez Ruíz. But really, a race to 5 couldn't get in someone's head in that sense.
No, maybe not usually, but I think the fact that FSR has been the best player in the world for the last 12 months, the rest of the tour know that, so he's almost got like a bounty on his head. They want to beat him. Yeah, Jayson wants to win the title, but he knows he's playing a man that's just oozing confidence, and he feels things are going his way. We've just seen a golden break. That's what can usually happen, can't it, JJ?
Yeah, and it's funny, he doesn't, we talked about his break is better, I think, because he doesn't go into the 9 that often. He dodges it and then arcs the cue ball above, and now he goes right into it and banks it cross side. A little out of line with the cue ball here, but it landed okay.
Well, if you can't respond to a golden break with one of your own, the next best thing is a break and run. That is what Shaw has produced.
That's the break you was talking about. 9 ball. He's going to spoil. So he's going to be playing a push out.
Rolling out to a piece of this, Carl? Yeah, obviously so.
Jayson, your choice.
Thought he may roll out to some type of kick behind the 2. Yeah, I could tell exactly what you were talking about. Actually, just prior to FSR breaking, right? Just looks like he's a little bit more serious. I didn't mind him taking on that bank, really. I didn't think it was a terrible.
Stones. He's won the International Open, which is a big event as well. So if he was to win this Premier League, where do you think that would sit among the other achievements of his career?
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's won the US Open. It was under a different promoter, but it was still, a massive tournament. So he's a US Open champion, but I think in the modern era now, and the way 9-ball is going, the fact that, you know, there's a global 9-ball tour, events are getting added to the calendar, literally, it seems like day by day. You know, Matchroom Sport have invested money, you know, obviously Emily Fraser, she's keen. It's just a stepping stone to seeing where, you know, can he kick on from this? I believe he can. We all know how talented Jayson is. He just needs that win in this arena.
Yeah, and I think a big bonus to beat FSR doing it.
Yeah, I think I agree with that, JJ. Sometimes you can win a tournament and maybe not get a soft match in the final, but, you know, the fact that FSR has achieved what he's achieved in the short space of time, which has, you know, probably never be matched again. It was, I mean, it's simply ludicrous what he's achieved. So to beat him here in the final, that would make the win even sweeter.
Quite a celebration. His wife Ara and his son Connor are here with him. What a night they'll all have. He's got that trophy in an hour or so from now. I couldn't ask for a better response than this. 2-0 down. Sure.
Jayson.
And it's these matches, it's these players who are going to grow it, you know. Of course, every player has...
You know, if you're willing to put in the time and don't mind getting beat for a little while, you know, what's better than betting on yourself, especially with something that's probably in the best position it's ever been in? Well, it's tempting for me to break out the cues a little bit.
Yeah, you're desperate to put the cue back together, JJ. You say that a lot in the com box. You're itching to get out there, aren't you? Well, you did. You know, you played in the Moscone Cup not that long ago.
Yeah.
That was the theme of 2021, was you guys stepping in as last-minute replacements in team events and making an impact. Carl at the World Cup earlier that year.
Yeah, and he played pretty well also, right?
Yeah, we wound the clock back, JJ. Well, let's not talk about the clock.
Well, Shaw got level, and I thought it was very important to win the lag as well. I know that sounds crazy, but I think the lag's going to become even more important the more this game grows.
And for the second breaking...
I'm not quite feeling it. I think out of the whole field, I think it's got to be the young.
He's got a nice route for the cue ball here. If there's a choice, usually, meaning kind of grip the ball around the table.
Yeah, he's certainly eyeing that one up, so it looks like, is he going to try and go through the purple 5 and... Here's the 8-ball. Oh, he's played this well though, JJ, hasn't he? He really has.
Yeah, and he saw something there that we didn't, because he may come out at, right? Catch the ball. Correct portion, and... Yeah, and a lot of people would ask, why don't you just stop near the 9, take less angle? But when you get close to it, you can really control the speed of the ball and kill the ball how you want. And of course, accuracy hitting the 6 is always a little better. That's one thing I love about Ruiz, is he really lets his tip position do the work a lot. He doesn't really let up on the stroke very often, and I think that's very key to winning.
We've talked a moment ago, Jeremy, about pretty much perfect pool from here on in. Not far off that level so far in this final. It's been wonderful stuff. Having fallen behind for the first time, Sánchez Ruíz has responded in the best way possible.
All right, ooh, nasty kiss, but then a friendly one right behind.
New ball getting more kisses than a bride on her hen night.
And Carl talking about Jayson winning a big event, since Matchroom is, or Matchroom event, excuse me, but which are the big events. but also came in early, went to Sheffield to put in a little time, right? Which you would know more about what goes on over there, but it had to be something worth it for him to take the time to do it.
Yeah, I was glad to find out he was doing that, because at the World 9-Ball Championships, when he lost to John Morra in the last 32, Hill, I believe it was,
Yep.
I was a little bit worried because he was giving off a lot of vibes of, you know, a bit negative, you know, feels like things are not... Wow, did he overcut that ball, JJ?
Yeah, he overcut it in the ball, but he's got to leave that mistake behind. It was a big moment for him to take it.
That would have been 5 of the last 6 racks he had won. Sánchez Ruíz, his conversion rate, when he has an obvious chance to win the rack over the last 12 months or so, is absolutely frightening. The high compliment I can pay him. It's reminiscent to me of snooker legend Stephen Hendry when he was the best player in the world in the 1990s. If you left him a chance, you just got comfortable in your chair because you knew you weren't getting out of it until the scoreboard had changed.
Yeah, obviously Jayson overcut the 3, but he's actually overcut it by some way when you consider he could play it into the rail.
Yeah, but when you're going so thin, you don't want to think about using the rail. It's just not something that's kind of goes with, you know, the positive way to look at the shot, right? Now, if you're shooting it straight on, that's a little different.
Yeah, and it's hard to sight them ones as well.
Sure, so...
Foul stroke.
Oh, so from an opportunity in the previous to a bad break, sent the cue ball straight in the opposite side. Yeah, feeling a little bit, feels like he's been a little bit unlucky, but you know well as anyone, JJ, it was a bad hit.
Yeah, absolutely. That's when this was talked about, this break shot and other balls you can't predict. He's got to make a tidy little out here from the 6 to the 7. The 7 needs some nice position, maybe with the cue ball off the rail as well. So, bit of work here for FS. Here, you can let the stroke out. Looks like he's going to pull it up the rail here.
You'll be hard-pressed to meet a nicer, friendlier, more pleasant chap in the whole world of sport than Francisco Sánchez Ruíz. But give him a chance to win a rack of pool. He will demonstrate his ruthless, clinical side by pouncing on Jayson Shaw's scratched break. He's underlined that point again. And for the first time since it was 2-1, he leads the Premier League final by 5.
Cue, can he arc the cue ball below the 9? Oh, into the 9. Oh, the cue ball's close.
Yeah, little side on it to avoid the 6. But really still no position, I don't think.
Yeah, I think he's just decided to go into the 6, play the natural angle, make sure you pot the 2, and then he'll just...
Called for it because he can't push out and allow Jayson to shoot. If he draws some position, if he got on the combo and he liked it, maybe he takes a chance. This may give up a real first here. Or swerve shot, jump shot.
He's got the short stick out.
Yeah, and he's got to go forward or backwards a little bit. Just can't stop his ball.
Played that smart, didn't he? He played it at a good pace. It'd be so easy to fire it hard, and if you catch the rail at pace, it can wobble.
Looks like good speed.
Oh, Eagle Eye Jayson Shaw come with 2 nice shots to stay in this final. Now a race to 7. Jayson will feel this is a big, big rack. Keep Fran off 6. Keep the heat on. Now he's got a... He does have a chance here. 2-rail kick. Can make it along the back rail. Good effort. Oh.
Side rail and good chance of getting behind the 9. Oh, he's playing the soft one here. So this is kind of buying time a little bit.
No hiding the frustration there, or how much he wants this.
I might have had to go for more attacking kick shot there from Jayson. Just a thin cut, which I don't think is there.
He's playing the combo. The 5 onto the 8. If he makes it, you feel he's going to win the rack. Big shot, big moment coming up.
But that's how important the lag is. Even though we feel like this is such a almost a game, match-winning game, Francisco only gets to break one more time.
Yeah, that was a good shot. They seem easy then, but it's very easy to just send the 5 onto the 8 on the wrong side and miss the 8.
Here's a sentence we seem to be saying rather a lot of over the last year or so. Francisco Sánchez Ruíz is one rack.
Needs the cue ball to get kicked in a better position, and it hasn't.
Kind of pop this ball in, maybe bounce around the 9. And what a shot.
May have landed a little funny though, JJ. If you can't chop it in the centre, no scratch on. If he puts the ball. Oh, it was okay. It was more than okay. This is a chance.
4, he should be able to control the speed. I thought he may chip it in and go between the 5, 6. Oh, that's too hard, huh? Okay, no, it killed nicely.
Seven years ago, this city of Leicester made global headlines. Nothing at all surprising about this. It's become a familiar story. And it feels as though we've been watching on a loop over and over again. And it's just 3 balls away from being completed.
And it seems like almost always a quality final from Ruiz as well.
Yes, and over these 8 days and nights at the Morningside Arena, we have seen that whether it's Atlantic City, Kielce, or here in the East Midlands of England, there is no pool player on the planet right now quite like this affable 31-year-old from Spain. FSR is A-OK in Leicester.